350Z is back home. It is time to talk about the build plan. We're going to talk about all the parts we're going to be putting on this car, even mock some stuff up, figure out what we need for some of the parts to put it on, and then even talk about some of the things that we want to do performance-wise, because there's definitely a lot of things we need to do. So this is going to be crazy. So as you guys can see here, we have a bunch of parts for the Z sitting here. And yes, this is that cheap stuff. That stuff that's going to give us a fat headache and isn't going to fit properly. But listen here, when this car is a drift build and it is something we are using to learn how to drift on, we didn't want to go with name brand parts that we were just going to end up banging up. And as a drift build, we really don't care about how it looks. We don't need it to look perfect. It's definitely far from a show car. So obviously we're doing some styling parts here, like the front, rear, and wing, and the over fenders. But we also need the car to look somewhat presentable for the advertising, because not only is this a drift car for the Risen channel, we're going to use this car to brand our businesses, because this is a father-son build, as you guys may remember. So we're going to be putting my father's businesses on the side of the car, and then my businesses on the other side of the car. So you guys will see what the vision is for the look of this car. Hopefully more with the parts we have here, and then hopefully more with the parts we talk about we're going to be getting soon. So let's go ahead and unwrap some of these parts and mock them up and talk about them. Now, I gotta say, for a company that is considered to have the worst body parts in the market, like the cheapest and most garbage, they package their stuff really well, and quality doesn't seem too bad. I actually don't mind the material, and then the finish is not that bad. I mean, obviously I wouldn't put these parts on the Z if I was trying to build like a show car or something, because I can already tell this is going to be a bitch to install. One, because all the forums say they have fitment issues, and two, there's like no holes drilled on these things, so I'm gonna have to make every hole for the pop clips and bolts. I guess another way to see this on the bright side is that this is for YouTube content, so our struggle with these parts should be somewhat entertaining, so I'm not too worried about it. This is the first time I've ordered parts off Duraflex, so this should be very interesting. Let me go ahead and lay these parts out and show you guys kind of what we're working with. Got all the parts kind of mocked up here just to kind of see what they look like. Man, that looks crazy. Looks like we got a butt ton of parts here. First things first, up at the front end we have a Duraflex Rocket Bunny style front bumper. I know what you guys are gonna say. It does not matter. It's a drift build. As long as we can get this thing on, then that is all that matters. We just want some style points so we can brand our business as well and all that. So also, we have wide body flares, Rocket Bunny, Duraflex. You know what it's about. This is a drift build, so we did not care about the flares. We wanted to have something though to protect and replace just in case it ever gets dinged up. We want to have something that can be easily just swapped out if anything goes wrong. So this was the way we went with Duraflex again. And for the rear, this is my favorite style of the rear bumper. I happen to really like it. I think it looks really nice. You know, looks cool. And then we also have the big spoiler, which is like an Amus Duraflex spoiler, which looks really wide right now, but I know once we get the wide body kit on and the wide wheels, this will suit the car quite well. And then, as you guys can see, we have a set of wheels here, but these are actually not the set that are going to be going on this car. These are the giveaway wheels that we are giving away at 10,000 subscribers for the BRZs and older Gen WX's 5x100 volt pattern cars. But I did manage to land another sponsor with Anovia to get this Z as a drift build, to have some Anovias that are going to be going up in the fronts and the rears, 2 for the fronts and 4 wheels for the rear, so we can swap them out as we're drifting. The amount of hates in the comment section for this video is going to be crazy because of the rep kit. You guys want to see quality parts. Gonna try and keep it quality on the BRZ. For this car, not so much. This is not as important as I know a lot of you guys would like to see this car built. But one, this car is pretty much on a budget. Two, we are looking to learn new things, so this will definitely push our comfort zone out there. We get to play with some stuff, but we will most likely find out that they're garbage. We're definitely gonna learn something that you guys are telling us. I'm knowing this comment section, everyone's gonna be like, you shouldn't have done that. That's straight trash. They're not gonna fit, they're not gonna go on the car. We're gonna learn that, I think. And if not, it's gonna be on the car and it's gonna look great. It's not gonna look perfect, obviously. It's gonna have a lot of gaps and weird issues. It might not even bolt up at all. But guys, this is our car. This is our drift build. This is something me and my dad decided to do. We wanted to go in on a cheaper side of a kit. We did not want to waste money on a kit that we were just going to end up tapping on the wall, because we are newbies. We don't know what we're doing, and we also don't know what we're doing when it comes to this body kit. But that is not where it ends. We are not just doing body pieces on the 350Z. I'm sure a lot of people are worried about that at this point. You're gonna be a racer. That's not even a drift build. You're just building show car parts. On the performance aspect of things, we are planning on going with a front and rear Brembo setup. We're not gonna go cheap on the performance parts because we don't need something failing on us at the track. That'd be very unfortunate. Unlike an aesthetic part that fails, that just falls off and breaks, whatever. But performance, we wanna go with a good brand for coilovers. We wanna get an angle kit. We wanna get a front and rear Brembo kit. I've already seen the little life hack about the Brembos. You can trade in these cores for $100 at AutoZone and get a set of OEM refurbished Brembos, which is really cool. And then we're gonna do the rear. And we also wanted to do the hydraulic e-brake. And then somebody said to do a welded diff. And then we also wanted to do a quick release steering wheel and NRG bucket seats. Like I said, nothing too fancy. This is kind of a budget car, but if you guys have any recommendations for those parts I just listed, like whatever coilover brand or type of it, or whatever angle kit or whatever hydraulic e-brake kit, be sure to put it in the comment section below, along with all the other hate comments for going Duraflex. But I think this will be nice. I'm also not alone on this kit, so this is not going to be as hard as some of the things I do on this channel, like with the BRZ, because I have help. And honestly, the main things I'm worrying about for this kit is probably the front and rear bumper. The spoiler, I mocked it up. It already looks like it's lining up perfectly. Unfortunately, there is some holes from the previous spoiler. I really thought this would cover it, but it did not. But the spoiler does look like it lines up perfectly fine. The bolts just go in. That should be easy peasy. That's probably going to be the first part I install. And then as for the wide body kit, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest, because if you think about it, they are just kind of over fenders. You just bolt them to the chassis. They don't need to be gapped perfectly. They don't need to fit as well. You know, like the bumpers, there's a chance that they might not even fit on the car. Over fenders, you just bolt it down and like where all the rivets are, and it's gonna sit on the car. It's not gonna like not maneuver around it. Like, that's just not how it works. But for the bumpers, I am worried. But I have been doing some research. People do put these kits on their cars. They do work, and they get clowned for it. And that's because obviously it's not the perfect fitment, but I mean, I don't really care. It's gonna look good from afar, and that's what a drift car should be. You shouldn't be making a show drift car. A lot of the neighbors are staring at me weird because I have a whole catalog going on out here pretty much. Guys, I just can't get over the view. This wrap came out amazing. It just looks so freaking crazy. Dude, he's gonna look so crazy. It's a rocket bunny for real, but a rep rocket bunny, but still so fly. Dude, that wing is beautiful. I love all the parts we chose. I have no regrets until we start installing. This might be a bitch, but damn. I'm so excited, guys. You guys don't even know. This is gonna be crazy. Hope you guys are as excited as I am, cause damn. Gonna go ahead and put this parts back. And yeah, enough rambling. Let's back this car in. Car is in the garage, ready to have some mods put on. I think the next video you guys will see will be us putting on the wing and the rear bumper, because I think those are both Amuse style Duraflex pieces, so it'll be like a rear end transformation video. I really wanted to show all of you guys all the parts that we had gotten for the Z and all the parts that we're going to be planning to do, and get some feedback from you guys as to what parts you guys think we should get as well on top of the parts we already have. And the idea is that we will get to have like a nice debut of the car in this pretty phase with this replica rocket bunny kit, and it should look good. And if we ding or hit any of these pieces, obviously they're easy to replace. But for now, this is gonna be like the showcase, because we're gonna be revealing it with the livery with all the logos on it and everything. And from there, we're gonna be going to as many drift events as possible. I'm actually really glad that we ended up getting the car wrapped before getting all the body pieces on or doing any of the performance parts, because I know everybody's mind, it's a drift build, you were supposed to do all the performance parts first. Seeing this from a business perspective, as I usually do on this channel, with the car being this kind of livery, this color, it's hopefully going to generate a lot more attention than it would have in the silver. Like, if you were to watch me installing the Brembos on the silver, that thumbnail would not be as interesting as it's going to be with this livery thing that's going on, or when half the body kit is on. Hopefully going with the aesthetic look first and then doing the performance, hopefully it benefits the channel a little bit more. That's kind of where my thinking was with doing the aesthetics before the performance. Yeah, so don't worry guys, we're gonna be doing the performance. We're not really in a rush. Our first drift event that we're planning to use this car at is going to be in June. So I hope you guys don't hate me for this, and hope you guys stick through the build. Be sure to keep an eye out on the next video. And that is all I have for you guys today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and never stop dreaming.